I am at the movie theater about to watch It Chapter 2. I got my hat on, I got my food. I am ready to go watch this movie. I'm a little nervous, but very, very excited. It's gonna be great. Stick around for the review. Hi, hello there. In the world we live in today, and with everything going on in the world, it's important that we have to keep safe. And in doing so, and in staying home, I've been taking to watching a bunch of movies that I have in my collection. Trust me, there's a lot. But in thinking about that, and actually funny enough, while working on my homework, I started thinking about movies, and I started thinking about one of the things with movies that I enjoy particularly, which is going to the theater. And I miss the experience of going to a movie theater. You know, movie theaters would immerse you in a world. When the lights went out, you went into like a different universe. And so I thought to myself, hey, why not have a discussion about some of my best and worst theater experiences? So I'm going to tell you a story right now. Hope you enjoy it.
Turn it off! Turn off your phone! Turn off the flash, you fucking moron!
So, I was actually cleaning out my room, and I found this, which you can't see because of the light. Let me turn that down so you can see it better, hopefully. So if you can see, it's actually... These are actually ticket stubs that, from various movies, not all of them, but various movies that I've seen from last year all the way to 2012. So the first ticket stub I have is actually for The Amazing Spider-Man. The first one, October, January, February, March, April, May, June, July 10th, 2012. And the last movie I saw was Sonic the Hedgehog, which was the 17th of February, 2020. I always think it's great that I get to have these memories. You know, I can think of memories for each and every single one of these movies that I went to see. But there are also a lot of experiences, both good and bad, when I saw some of these movies. So I'll just try to think about some of them. Are you okay?
Oh, somebody's already leaving. Somebody's already bailed.
So one of them, one of the best movie experiences that I ever had was actually in 2011 seeing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So that was back when we had midnight screenings, and it was midnight. I got to go see it, and it was incredible because the theater was packed, but it wasn't in a packed way where people are rowdy. One of the things that always scares me when I go to a packed theater is that people are going to talk a lot, people are going to be super, super loud. And no, everybody was on the same page. We laughed when good things happened, we shouted and we cried when bad things happened, but we weren't like rowdy. We were all on the same page, and we knew when to shut up when we needed to. And all around it was just a good time. People came dressed as their favorite Harry Potter characters. There was somebody who was in the full Gryffindor garb. There's somebody who came dressed as Voldemort himself, which was crazy. And yeah, it was just the best time ever. Looking back on it, that might have been my favorite movie-going experience. I actually, funny enough, have two of the worst movie-going experiences. I have two of them that I can think of particularly. I was both of them involve my ex, so if you're listening to this, sorry. But she took me and she made me, and I do stress made me, watch both Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1, and Divergent Allegiant. Now, I apologize to anyone who is a fan of those movies, But to combine both theater experiences, because they happen within, I think, different years of each other, I have never been more bored watching a movie. I was sitting there just bored out of my life. And the worst thing is when we left the theater, both times my ex and the friends that she was with were like, that was such a good movie. And I was like, no, shut up, stop.
Die today. Death to you, bitch, die.
I didn't say that. But yeah, no, those were really bad. But let's go back to positives. Obviously, I got to talk about Avengers Endgame, because I've actually, funny enough, seen that movie in theaters 6 times. I saw it in theaters six different times. 2 of those times happened within hours of each other. And to tell the story about that is I was originally going to see it with this girl that I was going on a date with at the time, and a couple of work friends, but that kind of fell through, so I ended up seeing it by myself to not waste the ticket. And then I saw it, had a great time. The theater wasn't really packed because it was like really early in the morning, but then when that movie finished, like all the way through the credits, I got up, I left the theater, and as I walked outside, my best friend Adam, who is also on this channel, he was walking up the stairs to watch our screening, which started at 2, so then I turned around and walked right back into the theater, where then I watched the 3-hour movie again. So yeah, 6 hours plus actually were spent in the theater, and it was just the best time ever. We laughed, we screamed, we cried. It was just the greatest experience ever. I wonder if I'm trying to think of like if I have any more bad ones. Oh, okay. And this isn't a knock on the movie. I actually really like this movie. Me and Adam, we went to see Jungle Book with our friend that we knew from school that we went with, and there was this guy on his phone, and not quiet at all. And I think because he felt like he wasn't in a packed theater. The theater was fairly empty because it was like the middle of the day and most people were at school. But we're trying to watch this movie and this guy's just on his phone, and it was just, it was so annoying. It was stressful too, because I'm trying to watch the movie and this guy's on his phone. Why would you pay a ticket to just be on your phone? Just sit in your car. There was also a case of this guy when me and all of my friends, we went to see Captain Marvel, and there was this guy who couldn't find his seat and the lights had already gone out, so he decided to turn on his flash, and it was just flashlights, like lights, like the guy's just spinning lights trying to find his seat, and we're like, bro, turn off your light, like what are you doing? And he's like, I gotta find my seat. And we were like, your seat's right here, because it's the only effing free seat in the whole goddamn theater. Sit down, shut up, turn off the light. Like, oh man, it was stressful. And I remember when Infinity War ended, there were a couple of guys who left my theater when I saw it by myself, because I like to watch when it's a big movie, I like to watch it by myself sometimes, so I can just take in the whole experience alone. Because I know with my friends or my family, or like they'll want to like whisper and talk and geek out together, which I like doing. But the first time I watch a movie, I'm focused, I'm immersed, like I'm watching it, and then after that, I talk about it during the movie, which is why people don't like watching movies with me, because I talk during it. But there was a guy after my screening who left the theater, and he was like, what? Spider-Man dies? And it's like, you dick. Like, I hate when people do shit like that. Nah, man, like shit like that's frustrating, and I hate it when people do that. the last thing I'll talk about is actually, no, this is actually the scariest thing, and it'll be the last thing I talk about. So when I went to see Joker, you can also see my review of that. One of the first, actually the second review I did. The first one was It Chapter 2. So I went to see Joker the day it came out. I saw it twice, and the first time was a regular screening, super cool, fine. But that was also during the time when the movie was just being released, and there was a lot of like concern regarding the feedback. People were scared people were going to go out and riot the streets and do Joker stuff, blah blah blah. Very concerning stuff. But my screening was fine, like it was good. Not a lot of people. And so I left the theater. I went home. I filmed my non-spoiler review. But as I was filming it, my friends Adam and Brandon, they messaged me saying, "Oh, what are you guys trying to do today?" And I was like, "Oh, I just came from Joker." And they're like, "Oh, you went and saw Joker? Hey, we want to go see Joker. Oh, we should go see Joker." I'm like, "Guys, I just came back from watching it." And they were like, "We're outside your house. We're gonna go see Joker." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're going to see Joker." So we went to see Joker again. Joker. But the thing that happened in this screening was there was a much more tense atmosphere. Like people in the audience were scared something was going to happen. And I'm not making this up, we had a case where while the movie was playing, police officers came in, walked up to the steps of where like people in the audience were. It was on the other side of the theater from where me and my friends were. Walked up and were talking to this guy in like a motorcycle outfit, like a leather, I don't really know how to describe it, but like it was like a sleeveless padded like motorcycle get up vest or whatnot. And like they were talking to him for a bit, and then he just gets up and he follows them. And like, yo, we were scared. Like we were like, what's going on? Like I was just sitting there watching the movie and my heart's going like yeah, no, it was bad. But I love going to theaters, man, and I love being immersed in these worlds. And I can't wait for the day that we get to go back to theaters again. I get to enjoy being a geek with all these other fans in the theater. And yeah, that's been my TED Talk. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.